Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Chet.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Willie.
Silly
Welcome.
Willie. Willie Bryant. And Willie is an artist. And
And a man of solutions. We just had a room get locked. We were all locked out, and he got in. It was impressive. So he's very resourceful.
On the fly.
it's true. We were kind of worried about if we could even do the show right now because our sound
We got
engineer
locked out, yeah.
was totally locked out, and I was going to
Willie saved the day.
I said I'm going to call 911. I'm going to call. Everybody
Like they
was
say,
laughing at
Fire
me.
department.
Fire department.
Where there's a Willie, there's a way ye.
So Willie, what kind of artist are you? And tell us your background and how you got into the art and your business and what you do, and give us
Well,
how you travel all over the world.
I've been doing artwork since I was a kid, and then I grew up from a family that was really poor, so I wasn't imagining doing artwork. I just knew I wanted to do art, but I didn't know how to get there. And so my high school art teacher said, well, you should go to a vocational school. So I talked to a couple reps. They make it sound like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then you sign up and you're under contract, and then you come out to Arizona from Northern Cal and you go, this is what I signed up for. And so, but once you sign the contract, you're kind of stuck. So I dove into it head first and did everything I could to do my best. And then
Which is with what?
I can pretty much work with any medium. I don't weld and I don't sculpt with stone, but any type of paint medium and such I can pretty much do. So I after a year of teaching art, I realized I didn't want to teach, and so I was working at a local frame shop and got to know lots of designers, and interior designers would ask me to do artwork and things for homes. And then around 92, the faux painting craze caught on like wildfire, and a bunch of designers asked me if I could do faux painting, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck. Well, basically,
Good question.
Faux is the French word for fake. And so I didn't have any idea at the time what it was, but I knew if I could paint the Sistine Chapel or realism, I could paint a old something. And so it just happened to be that the designers working at Barrow's Furniture at the time, back in the 90s, which is now gone. But so I did a show house in Arcadia, which is crazy little community. So I did one room with the designers from Barrow's, and then every day another designer would come in and go, holy cow, how come we've never met you before? I go, well, this is my first day of painting faux stuff. And so I did one room and then another room. I did like 6 rooms. It was in a magazine. And then from there, tons of designers started calling me and bugging me. So a designer had asked me if I could paint or do a diorama. And so I used to build little dioramas in high school of tanks and airplanes like a lot of boys do.
What's a diorama?
A diorama is like a miniature display. So this was a company that builds pipelines all over the world. So I'm thinking 3 or 4 feet, and it ended up being 24 feet. So
wow.
I built this diorama on how to build a pipeline. So it was 2 feet deep, 24 wide, 6 feet tall. And so I took 1/48 scale tractors and stuff. And the lady that was the wife of the owner of this company, they're in their 60s then. And she's like, I go, well, I have to take these little models and make them look old and make them look distressed and make them look like they're real. And she goes, oh, no, our equipment is pristine and clean. I go, well, I grew up picking peaches and driving forklifts, and I'm telling you, there's no piece of equipment that's clean. You might think it's clean, but it's not clean. And I go, because every day after your shift, they take it and they grease all the fittings, and then that grease extrudes out of the orifices and cracks and crannies, and then dirt gets stuck to it. And then when you have that brand new bulldozer and you scrape it against the ground, well, now your brand new yellow paint is scratched off. And 2 days later, it's rusty and dirty and oily. And so she goes, no, our equipment is perfectly clean. And I go, where do you keep this equipment? She goes, out in the back. So we go out there, and I'm looking at it and going, ba-da. And she goes, oh. So I took these little tractors and diesel trucks and everything, and I airbrushed them, made them look old, took different types of tape to make look tarps and all this different stuff, took toothpicks to look like surveyor stakes, took dowel rods to paint them like the little igloo coolers that you see on machinery. And so I did all this detail. And so I made more in 3 weeks than I made in 2 years at my job. So I went in and told the owner of the place I was working at that I'm giving him a 2-week notice. And he's like, Willie,
That's how much the pay was for just that one diorama?
One job.
Wow.
I made more in less than a month than I made in a year.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm blown away. I'm this little 20-something-year-old, making $12 an hour, woohoo! But like I said, because when you have parents that are getting by, because I've met, and I'm like a bad Quentin Tarantino movie. I bounce around, squirrel, bird, back and forth, and so you have to slowly roll me back in. But the thing is so everything I do, I just believe if you do the best you can, because on a weekly basis, people will tell me and my crew that we're perfect this, perfect that. How many times did I tell you on that day I was there that there's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as perfect.
That's right.
But you strive for it. You push for it. And so I'm working.
Excellence.
Thank you.
But not perfect.
Yes. And
So
so
nothing in life is perfect.
Correct. So
Yes.
I'm working there.
That could be the name of the show. Strive for excellence, because nothing's perfect.
And so I'm working, excuse me, and I went into the owner of this frame shop and I told him I'm giving him a 2-week notice. He goes, why? And I go, well, I'm going to start my own company. And he goes, what? He goes, you have no idea what it's like to run a business or this and that. And I'm going, have you ever made any mistakes? And he goes, I've made thousands. So I looked at him and I go, I got thousands to go. And so I quit. So I started my company, and then the first couple months were great, and then you're slow up and
And
down,
how
up
old
and down.
are you at this
I
time?
was probably like 25 or so, 26, 25.
Uh-huh.
and so
is your company kind of any type of artwork you could find, or specifically the faux painting? Or?
No, see, that's what's crazy, because whenever I went to the trade school I went to, they're, an illustrative school, so you're learning how to do realism and stuff. And so from there, I like abstract. I like just crazy, quirky, one-of-a-kind, funky stuff. But so you first have got to, it's like being a musician. You can
Like
start.
Picasso? You like Picasso?
Well, that's cubism and such. I like just stuff it's kind of hard to put a label on it. I just was in Italy for 2 weeks, and you're seeing all this stuff. And so the thing with music and the things with art is you have to find that look that's yours. And so there's a couple things that I do in a direction.
So your business was selling your art then? That's all you were doing? Okay.
All I was doing. And then, so I'm doing artwork. And then all of a sudden, that's when they started bugging me to do faux finishes. So like a musician, again, I use that analogy a lot. If I would have just stayed true and did artwork only, who knows what I'd be selling paintings for now. But I was like going into the faux finish industry because it was just going like wildfire in the 90s. Everywhere you go, I want my house Tuscan. I want my house Tuscan.
Well, and the music analogy I would make is a lot of musicians can get paid way more if they go out to the restaurants and gig playing cover songs.
Correct.
But they should spend that time writing their
100%.
own songs so
And
they can be
that's-
the one that gets booked at the festivals. But there's more money in the short term
Correct.
to go and play those restaurants and do those gigs. So it's kind of like if you had not taken those paychecks in the short term and just put all of your work into your paintings, who knows? But you really can't play that game because you obviously needed those paychecks at the time.
That's because I have I have a friend who's a minister, and we grew up since grade school together, and he was like, it's kind of like you're whoring yourself out. This is like when I was in my 20s, like you said. And I'm like, so when's the last time you got a divine check to pay your rent? And he goes, I haven't. I go, that's it. So like you can do stuff that people pay, but that's the thing. The people that are willing to starve, because I met my wife of 36 years. If I was just a guy working by myself, when I was single, I have my apartment, I'm working on 3 or 4 paintings at a time. And then you get a wife with a daughter, so you have an instant family, and all of a sudden, well, you're not going to starve. So you got to sit there and work, and you're 100% correct. So I've met tons of young artists over the time and musicians. If you want to make it big time, then you're going to have to sacrifice for years. And you might get lucky, but I mean, it's a 1 in 10 million gig to be a successful artist or to be a successful musician. But it happens. So getting pushed into the faux painting, decorative painting field was like, I do it and you're getting a paycheck and all of a sudden you're making 3, 4, 5 times what you used to make. That's a addictive drug. Mm-hmm. So you're painting and so it, like I said, at first it was gangbusters, and then my wife, girlfriend at the time, she goes,
what did she do?
She worked for a bank or a credit card company for years, and she would buy me new socks, underwear, clothes, because I was just a starving artist guy. And then all of a sudden you go from making, like I said, making $12 an hour, now you're making 6 figures. I mean, like I said, because it was one of those things, because I've met thousands of people like Kinga and such, and I've had thousands of people say, you're incredible, you're this, you're that, and you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm just trying to make a living and get by. But then you get people that are somebody that tell you that, and they fly you in their private jet all over the country to do stuff. So it is cool. So I have a 23-year-old that works for me, and he will really reap the benefits of my opening those doors. Because
I thought you have 2 sons that work for you.
I have 2 sons that work for me, but one of them is going to be the real deal, and the other one, hopefully, is the real deal. But I mean,
the one's all in, and the other one's still not. Yeah.
My 23-year-old started working
They're
for
both
me.
going to listen to the show.
Good.
So let's be fair.
My 23-year-old, he worked for me back right out of high school at 18, and he lasted 2 weeks, and then I'm on his case. So he told me, I don't think I want to do this. I quit. So he quit. I get home. My wife gets on my case. Why are you yelling at our son? I go, he's a lazy little shit. He doesn't do nothing. He doesn't understand. I go, you don't have all these purses and a new multi-million-dollar home and all this jewelry because they do shit work. And I go, he needs to understand that we're not McDonald's.
Did he tell you why he quit?
Because I yelled at him too much.
Okay.
But
It's probably because you were just trying to get him to your standards.
That's exactly right. I mean, we're not here. You guys, I have a million Willie-isms.
You wanted it excellent.
Well, I mean, again, you want something that's very good to excellent and not okay's enough. Because I tell people, done is not good enough. Done right is what you want. Done right, you want it to be professional. And
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've had guys that the screws on a faceplate are crooked and they go, you're joking, right? I go, no. Why wouldn't you make those screws straight? When you're doing artwork, if it's abstract or you're doing a faux finish, there's not, what is a faux? What is abstract? There's not a right or wrong, but a straight line is a straight line. A door that locks is the door that locks. I mean, either it works. You got your 22-inch rims on your car. I don't want to go down the road going, blah, 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 blah. I want it, if you're going to balance my tires, frickin' balance my tires.
Do it right.
Yeah, if you're going to paint a solid color, well, I don't want to see little holidays everywhere you messed up. I had a job one time, we were painting a wall, and she had, the previous painters got paint all over her baseboards and doors. I go, well, you will not see this with my company. And she goes, that doesn't really bother me. And I go, well, then we're not the painters for you. Because if you don't want it to be correct, then don't call us. Use those other guys. But I mean, so back to the start. So these designers are calling me, and we're doing this show house, and I met a gentleman that he goes, well, how long have you been doing faux painting? I go, this is actually my first job. And he goes, really?
He probably thought you were messing with it.
Well, no, that's it. This guy, I'm like in my early mid-20s. He's like in his 30s, and I'm going, yeah, I don't even know what faux meant. I'm doing this. I just look at something, and you tell me what you want it to mimic, and I will make it look like that. And there were people painting fake rocks, and they look like it was the Flintstones house. And I'm going, this is a joke. And so I'm sitting there going, no, it should look like, you should paint things and you don't even realize what we even did. That's the cool things. Then there's artsy fartsy finishes, and then there's stuff, and then the artwork. I mean, there's not a right or wrong, but then my wife goes, well, I know you've killed it this month, but what happens if you get slow? And I'm going, I got 11 months to look for a job. You know, you can always go back. So I've met tons of young artists and people. I'll be at Michael's or a paint store, and I'll meet some young couple, and they're buying stuff, and I'll just say, I'll buy that for you. And they look at me, and I go, seriously? And they go, wow, that's amazing. They almost start crying. I go, I spend $100,000 a year on paint materials. Your little $80 is just, you always pass it along. Always be that nice person. And so I quit my job, and then I go back to the frame shop to this day, 30 years later, 33 years later, and there's people that are still working there. I go, you have to have the cojones to be able to quit. Quit. You can always come back. You got to follow your dream. Don't be a dream killer.
I love that. Follow your dreams. That could be the title.
Yeah.
Because you did follow your dreams.
Yes.
And,
I mean,
and you're still doing it.
Well, there was at the first year, there were times when I was slow as heck. But if you're saving, you're making, most people, all of a sudden you go from making X amount, now you're making 3X. Well, you should be able to put at least 1X in the bank or in that box out in your backyard or in your drawer. But I mean, people just, as they make more, they just spend more. So my wife and I are very frugal, except for when it comes to purses. But to do better and then listen and learn. And then I talk to everybody. My wife over the years would get embarrassed because I'd hand cards to people. If I see that you have a 10-carat diamond, I'm handing you a card. And people go, why?
Smart. That's
well,
smart.
the thing is,
networking.
You got to get your name out there.
You got to get your name out there. And it's funny because I want to tell the story of how I met you because there's this incredible Venetian plastered, which is like the faux finish that you're talking about that you do. And I just had some areas where I had like some, spots, whatever.
Just
that needed
age
to be.
and damage.
Yeah,
It just gets tired.
So yeah. And so I just wanted to perfect it and make it look really good. And so I was going to have this handyman that my kindergarten best friend, Renee, recommended. And I was going to have the handyman come in and do it. But then I went to the paint store at...
Raintree.
Well, what's the one that's not
Oh,
Sherwin-Williams, but what's the other
Benjamin
one?
Moore. The Benjamin Moore store. That's
No, I went to a different one first.
Okay.
What was
Is it really that important for the
Yeah,
story?
we weren't there.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I went to a paint store, and then they recommended Benjamin Moore.
Right.
And then I went to Benjamin Moore's store, and I was trying to buy the stuff for the handyman. And the guy, what's the name of the store? Because it's
I
Benjamin
think
Moore.
Lee, but he says Arizona Paint Supply, but he says
Yes.
it can't be done because I'm always having people say, well, my friend this, my friend that, and I'm just like,
No.
whatever.
So he says to me, I'm trying to buy the paint. He owns the store. He and his dad own the store. And he says to me, don't buy all this paint because you're not going to be able to do it.
Right.
He said, it's really hard.
Right.
He said, but there's this guy. He's like an artist.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's kind of
Crazy.
eccentric
Yeah,
and
yeah.
crazy. He did say that. Crazy,
I told him.
eccentric, and fun. And he said he's going to make you laugh. And he's just wild. He said wild.
Yeah.
And he said, but he can do what you want. I showed him some pictures of what I wanted. And he said, but he travels all over the world. These people fly him here and there to do this faux finish and help fix or whatever. And he said, so he's going to be really busy. And I said, well, can I have his number? Can we call him right now? And he said, sure.
And she wants it done today.
And so-
And I'm
yeah.
going, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I book out for 2 months. I'm booked. And I'm
persuasive though.
yeah, but that's but I'm
When did
saying
you
I
do
tell
it?
people it is what it is. So I go, I charge this much, and I can't do it. She goes, please, please, please. I go, if it can be done, I promise you, I'll be over there. I'll be over there.
Yeah. So he said he was getting a heart procedure done. That
I'm freaking having heart surgery the next day.
he goes, tomorrow I'm having heart surgery.
And she's like, no way. I go, I'm freaking getting an implant. I have a bad heart valve, but I can't say no. So she keeps bugging me. She says, I'll buy you dinner. I'll do this. I'll do that. And I go, it doesn't matter. If it can be done, I'll be there. So I call her an hour and a half later. Go,
He goes,
okay,
I'm on the
my
way.
I get over there and I go, this isn't a little fix. It's a lot of shit. So I call 2 of my guys, happen to be 2 of my sons. So they come over, and my son just is, because he's like,
And they were super
screw
nice.
these people, because like I can never say no. That's part of the thing. You can be a really good at something, me plus or minus, good at art and good at color. But if you're flaky, I've met tons of people. I could tell you a million more stories about people say, and I tell people, I said,
So I'm going to be a repeat customer.
Did they warn you?
And I'm going to tell everybody about it.
And that's why
here we are doing the show.
Well, I meet tons of people, and they say this and that, and I'm like, I met a guy years
Here
ago.
we are.
Yeah, and so
Here we
that's
are. We're talking
again,
about
well,
your
after
skills.
33 years and 10,000 jobs and almost 30 states and a handful of other countries, I'm still blown away. But if you just back up what you say you're going to do, you pretty much are set. Whatever you want to do, whether you're a juggler or my wife. Is this rated R or
You can say whatever you want.
Because like my wife is like, if you're not busy, you're fucking doing gay porn. So I don't want to do gay porn just yet. So I keep working. And when I first started, I mean, you go from working a 40, 45 hour week to working 60, 70 hour weeks. You're yourself. You got to make hay when the sun's shining. So I'll have people call me. I get like 5 to 10 calls a day. So we'll pick those jobs and we'll just keep floating them in there. And if I can get to your house, I will get to your house. Like today, I'm over by Superstition.
Because you're a worker.
Yeah,
You're a hard worker.
it's a
I
curse.
mean, look at him. He still wanted to come and do the work.
I'm
the
stuck
day
in
before his
traffic,
heart
but I
surgery.
never said
most
heart surgery.
people would use the heart surgery as an excuse
Fuck
to be
those
like,
people.
yeah, I'm just gonna relax and
Yeah, so
take the day
this
off.
is funny because the day after, or a few days after his heart surgery, he was leaving to Italy.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question. It seems like you enjoy what you do.
Well, that's
probably a part of why
100%.
and that's my philosophy that we've had a bunch of shows dedicated to it is find what you love to do and take no days off. That's
100%.
my whole philosophy.
Well, no.
Because if you really love what you do, then you don't really want to take any days off. Like I
curse.
when it comes
It's a
to
curse.
my music production, I'll take days off from working on actual songs, but on those days I'll still listen to music and
Yes.
that'll inspire me and I'll write ideas down.
100%.
So there's always some way you can be engaged every single day on whatever interests you. And it's confusing to me that some people want to take days off from the things that interest them. People need to try to strike that chord where they're obsessed with something and fall in love with something, because that's I think how you become great and excellent at something.
100%, because like you said, I don't even, because people always bring those points up. And whenever you're that and you have that about you, you don't even understand. It's like I try to be nice to everybody. I think you need to be that positive. And I'm a capitalist. I like having money, but I haven't sold my soul. So I'm not going to do something I think is wrong. I've actually got 2 clients mad at me in the last year because I called one the C word. That is definitely, I'm telling you, if I write a book, that's not professional.
Well, if they're Australian, then it's not so bad.
Okay, wait. Okay, so tell us why you got that mad. What happened?
Well, because this one lady, we've done several jobs for her. She's very affluent. Again, I like repeat business.
Just don't say her name.
I won't and would never. But so she wanted this stuff done. We've done tons of her. We've done 3 of her homes. And she and her husband, so this is all not, there's no name, and I could care less.
Right, there's no name.
Is that, so you do work for people and you do the best you can. And so, but me, I'm, like you said, I'm eccentric, I'm kind of quirky, I'm kind of crazy, but I'll never lie to you. I've done over 10,000 projects, and like I said, in 27 states, and I've never taken a deposit. People go, you're an idiot. I go, I made 8 figures last year. I'm telling you, I know what it's like to pick peaches and have food stamps and eat government cheese and powdered milk. I like the fact that my wife and I can go to any restaurant in the valley that we want. I like the fact that I can go buy a new car cash tomorrow. But the thing is, that doesn't make me get to heaven. That doesn't make me a better person. It just makes me a good worker. And so when you have a client that I've told builders, I meet builders every day, new builders, and I can pick and choose them now. But I said the one thing that don't ever do is don't insult me like I told Kinga. If I tell you,
wait, how did this lady insult you though?
If I can't get to your job and I tell you that, I'm not out golfing, I'm not out doing the gay porn, I'm actually working. Right?
So she won't.
So we did her house, and now she has a new house. Well, she has a husband that they're separated, but they're not divorced. Because that'll come into the story.
Wait, hold on.
That'll come into the story.
Okay, wait. They're divorced, but they're together.
Yeah. So there's a husband and
wife.
Are they
not divorced?
No, they're not divorced, but they live separate lives because it's easier than separating everything.
So they're not divorced, but they're
talk to Bezos.
Together, but they're not together.
So yes. So
okay.
So I did this one house, never met the husband. I worked on her house. Then a year and a half later, the designer calls me and wants me to do more work at her new house. Okay. So we go over there, we do samples and everything. She loves it. And I don't mind people being picky. You should be picky. A house that used to cost $200,000 is now $1 million. A house that costs $1 million is 3 is 9. It's crazy. But the thing is, there's no such thing as perfection. It's just not going to happen.
I love that you say that.
No, I say that on a daily basis because I don't want anybody to ever think, well, they said it would be perfect and I wouldn't see it. I go, dude, go to counseling, take some drugs or something, or eat a gummy because it's never going to be perfect. Eddie Van Halen wasn't perfect. Stevie Ray Vaughan, not perfect. Keith Moon, not perfect. But you know what? You are incredible because those little irregularities and those little imperfections are what you're striving for. I was just in Italy and I'm looking at these masterpieces that people look up to as a god. I mean, like the David, I'm like, the finger's too big. The bucket's funny. And you can, honest to God, I'm like, this guy's got, this statue's got the best coiffed pubic hairs of all time. That's what I'm impressed with. But I'm looking at the walls and looking at everything else. So anyway, squirrel, bird. So this lady, we were doing stuff and we painted. She loves it, loves it, loves it. And then she's like bipolar. She starts getting mad at us because the sheen of it, I go, I don't manufacture the paint. We haven't changed anything. It's the lighting, it's this, it's that. So she's constantly changing things. Well, if you're paying me by the hour, I don't mind. We'll just keep here, we'll just keep working and working and working. But when we're charging you per square foot, we want to be in and out and we want to be as close to perfect as we can, but efficient.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent.
And so the designer says she wants to do this and that. She went through like 3 different builders because nobody can get the walls good enough. And I'm going, they never will be. They just won't.
Because they won't be perfect.
Unless you're building a cube out of uranium or out of nickel, or not nickel, platinum, with a robotic arm in Intel clean room, it's never going to be perfect. There's no such thing.
So what was the trigger that...
So she's like, she'll go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for keeping me focused. And so we did all this work, but she didn't want to do her ceiling yet because she wants to have them re-drywall it. She went through 3 drywall subcontractors. And each time I'm going, you know what? So
How old is this lady?
is irrelevant.
Okay, but no one knows her name.
No,
Well,
no
no,
evidence
but
about
yeah,
her.
but yeah, it's just she's just a lady that wants stuff painted, and I want to do the best you can. But again, you know, it's like you go on Nextdoor Digest or all these apps, and people complain about stuff. I go, dude, it's never going to be the same. It's again, we're not making something with a robot.
So she re-drywalled.
So she had it drywalled 3 times. She wants it painted. We kept changing and mixing different sheens because there's like basic 5 sheens of paint. There's flat, eggshell, satin, semi-gloss, gloss, and stuff. But every manufacturer paint will vary slightly. It's not the same thing.
Right.
So I go, we can kind of control that, but we don't manufacture it, but we'll do our best. So she's asking us all these questions. I'm going, that's up to you. Whatever you like. I'm 60, almost 62, and I've never been stoned or drunk. So everybody that I know wants to get me stoned. They're like, I want to see you on a gummy or a brownie or on a freaking big bong
This is you
hit.
normal.
This is me. And this is me mellow. Wait till I'm like, I get to know you guys. I'm just really off the charts. But the thing is, for decades, my wife goes, you need to be more professional. I go, I don't give a shit. I've done 24 billionaires' homes. I don't care. They're not buying me a yacht. They're paying me to paint their house. So they're not doing stuff right, and they don't want to listen. And we'll get into more and more stories.
Wait, so what was not
So the
professional?
lady, what was that?
What your wife said you weren't professional about
Because
what?
she thinks that I'm too open and I say crazy shit. I go, people, if you show up and you do what they hired you to, I don't care how you're dressed. I got guys that are tatted to the hilt. I got my sons and my guys that work for me. They're freaking, yeah. It doesn't affect them. I had a guy that played in a punk band. He had every other week, he had different hair. I don't care.
Right.
People say, well, can I trust your crew? I go, you could trust Jeffrey Dahmer up until he's eating your kids. I go, it doesn't matter. If I'm not taking I go, I have a 100% foolproof system to know when people lie to you. And they go, there's no way. It's not possible. I go, I will bet you 10 grand right now that I can prove to you when somebody's lying to me. And they go, how? I go, in 3 years from now. They go, what do you mean? I go, everything I tell you today is going to hold water in 3 years. And if I don't take any of your money, I go, I'm a licensed contractor, but I'm also a consumer. You know how many people have effed me over on my house because I'm a good guy and I give them half up front and then they never show up or they do a shit job. I go, this is the stuff that I paid for? They go, oh yeah, it's very nice. I go, no, this is crap. This is crap.
I'm going to try one more time.
Okay.
What was the trigger?
So it was this little, it built up. So we're there doing it for the 3rd time and she marked, she had, say, 24 lights on her ceiling that she had taken down. She had marked them with a little piece of tape on the light, which direction they're supposed to turn. I go, did you mark them on the cans? And she goes, no. I go, then it's irrelevant. If I don't know how those registration lines line up, there's a piece of tape on a light. Well, where is it supposed to go to? You have to have the light on the can, correct?
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Why did each light have to go back to that same
Because
one?
people have artwork and stuff, and they pay people to come in and do their lighting. So when you have lights tilted a certain way or angled, or a different diffuser or different, because you can adjust lights. I mean, like crazy nowadays. I'm not a lighting specialist, but it's incredible.
Oh, okay.
But you have to have, if you have it,
there was nothing on the can
so
that related.
A has to go to A, B to
Yeah.
B, C to C. So I've had like guys over the years I've gotten rid of because we will move their stereo. We're going to paint a wall or a niche or entertainment unit. Well, we have to move all the wires. I'm not a stereo AI guy, or AV guy. Well, so all the little knobs just make me go, ah!
So was she just trying to continue pushing the matter with
I
that?
don't know.
With the tape?
Well,
And you're
all
like,
that stuff. She
"You
doesn't.
dumb."
She doesn't know that she pushes. So she does that to everybody. When you got the designers, you can tell she's gritting her teeth and this and that. And so the kicker was, so we're doing stuff and we're setting it up because we do this stuff every day. I've had one guy, the designer goes, this guy's a big, you know what? And I go, unless he's got a 6-foot trophy that says he's the world's biggest prick, it doesn't intimidate me. I don't care. You know, if you've done another Willieism, because I've seen 168 concerts.
Well, it sounds like you're the type where
168 concerts.
Well, I wanted to ask. It sounds like you're the type where if that did end up being true, you just wouldn't take the job.
If we
'Cause
know
you
it
said-
up front, if you know it up front, yeah. But
Well,
most
because you
of the time
said that
you
you're
don't.
very particular and you
Yes.
like you don't necessarily automatically take the paycheck. If it's
Well, yeah.
somebody that
No,
is
if
a
there's
dick,
something-
why work with them at all?
Well, there's things there's jobs. If you like music, if you're a producer or an engineer and all this and that, there's going to be music that you record for people that you might not ever buy that album or download or whatever. But the thing is, you're still going to do your best. So I've done things that I wouldn't live in that house, but I can appreciate how beautiful that house is. But the thing is, I'm not going to do things that are not quality. I'm not going to cut corners. I mean, it's just funny that I see stuff and I go, dude, you know, because dollars don't buy taste, and a lot of people have more dollars than cents.
Let's talk about how you get paid.
Wait, no, I want to go back to.
So we got to finish the story.
What was the final thing?
So we're doing that. So she had these mirrors in her entry, and she doesn't like how high they are, so she wants them taken down and redone. And I go, well, we can move them for you. And she goes, well, when you guys hung them, you hung them wrong. I go, well, we never hung these mirrors. And she goes, you did too. And I go, no, we didn't. I go, Paul, Zach, did we hang these? He goes, no, we didn't hang this. And then, so I go, well, we can move them. She goes, oh, I don't give a shit because you put these mirrors wrong. I go, we did not hang your mirrors. I'm sorry that you think that, but we did not. So we took the mirrors down, and behind the mirrors, there was like 4 sets of mollies. Like, you know, the people hung them, and then they moved them. Well, they didn't fill in the holes. I would have never left. Whenever somebody has a refrigerator or a washer and dryer, and people don't fix the drywall, that drives me bonkers. Do the shit right.
Yeah.
I don't care if you ever see it. You got to do it right. And so we moved the pictures, and I go, yeah, see, we didn't do this because we would have never left this. And she goes, I'm telling you, you freaking did. And she starts cussing, and she goes, see, we did. I go, we did not. And I go, I don't have time for this. We don't care. We'll fix it. But you got to stop berating me for things I did not do. And she's like yelling. I go, and she goes, I'm the freaking client, and I'm always right. And I go, who the fuck ever came up with that adage was an idiot, because clients aren't always right. Clients are idiots sometimes. If they want to pay you a premium and you're going to do the work, fine. But I don't need the work, and I don't need the stress.
Then
and the
designer heart problem.
Yeah, so the designer's like, oh, I'm sorry. She was, oh, and she started yelling at me, and I go, now I know why your husband can't even be in the fucking same house with you, lady. And then she's like, Mom, I've never. I go, whatever, I'm out of here. And the designer's going, please don't leave, please don't leave. I go, no, I'm out of here. She started cussing me again. I go, you are a friggin' beep. And all of a sudden, it's like, they're trying to grab the word back. The designer's like, white as a ghost and mad as, and I'm going, I'm sorry. That is so unprofessional that you are not going to sit here and belittle me for 30 minutes. If you're a dude, I would kick your ass. And I go, I'm out of here. And she goes, no, you got to do this. I go, I don't got to do shit. I've got 47 other clients waiting for me to get there. And I go, so I'm gonna leave, and the designer's begging us to stay. And I go, ask my crew, do you guys want to stay and finish this job? They go, we don't care. I go, then you guys can stay and finish. I'm going to leave. So I came back 4 hours later, but I will bet you $10,000 that 99.9% of the time you call your client the C word, you're probably not going to do the job.
So that's usually a deal breaker. Yeah.
So I went home and told my wife, and I'm almost crying because I'm not a mean guy, and but you cannot.
Oh, you felt bad you said it?
Oh hell yeah, I don't want to call somebody. That's the worst word you can call anybody. I beat my wife's ex-husband almost to death for calling my wife that. When we were dating, he called her that. I beat him I broke his jaw, fractured his skull. You don't fuck around with wrestler guys. I might be a little painter guy, but people say that. People go, well, I thought you were a painter. I go, dude, I just happen to paint for a living, but I'm the guy that my parents raised, and you're not going to belittle me. And if I see somebody getting hurt or somebody hurting somebody else, I'm going to be that guy that pulls over my car to stop. I think more people shouldn't get involved, but that's a whole nother episode.
Okay, good. We'll have you on again. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I wish there was a camera there to see this interaction.
I've got 1,000 stories. People like it. I mean, I've had guys come out and go, "You need to have your own show."
So
no, you do. You're great.
When you can start to see that. It sounds like that lady was one of those people that just never going to be happy.
She's
never going to be satisfied.
And thank God that
when
that's
you see that in somebody, you have to kind of try to get away from them as soon as possible. Obviously, you had to finish the job and
see the thing. So I'm 100%. See, you don't have to finish the job. Nobody is. I don't give a shit if you're the richest person on the planet, unless you're paying us and buying us a new house and giving us a boat or something. No, we're just painting your house. We don't have to be here. We can leave. So I had another client that we did one of their houses with a designer, and then they absolutely loved it. They absolutely loved their house. So then they said, so you meet certain people, you would never know how wealthy these people are. You know, they have 500, 600 employees. So if you have 600 employees, I imagine you're taking in $50 million or more a year. But so they called me up and said, Willie, we absolutely love what you did on our house, but now we're selling that house and we want a new house. We want you to be our designer. And I'm like, I'm not a designer. I might be able to out-design some designers, but I'm not a designer. Designers have sources. They have a crew. That's what they do. I don't have time to pick out your carpeting, your cabinetry, your counters. I will do anything visual, if it's a wall, if it's a piece of artwork, if it's a repair, but I'm not a designer. I can refer to you to several designers. I'll look at the person's personality and go, I know like 50, 60 designers I work with. I know 4 designers that would be great for you. I give them their info, give it back and forth to the client and the designer, and they can see who meshes. So they go, okay, so I gave them 3 designers. They hired a designer. They hired a designer. Oh my God, she's great. A month later, they fire her because stuff's not getting done fast enough. I go, you can't control because this is right whenever we had the supply chain issues and crap.
The pandemic.
Yeah, and I go on, you can't control it, so they're doing their best because I'm never going to throw my designers under the bus. I mean, even when I'm calling the lady the name and the designer's freaking out, I said, I apologize. It was totally unprofessional, but you know what? This is my personality. I'm going to fight. You push me up against a corner. I mean, what's the timeline that you can yell at somebody for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? At 35 minutes, I'm like,
I'm glad you gave her a dose of reality. There are some of those Karens who go to the world with zero resistance.
But the thing is, it's sad because we have a society that, again, people think that, I mean, again, I got 95% of my clients are super affluent in the 1%ers, and they're great people. Like you were saying, I mean, those Karens, this lady, for instance, she's probably the worst that I've ever had. That I've ever had. And then I've had clients that have given me, I did a job for $30,000. The client gave me a $10,000 bonus.
Wow.
I start crying. I did a job for $32,000. They gave me 40. I did a job for $1,000. They gave me 3. Because I'm going, what? I must not be charging enough if these people are going to throw you money like that. But I charge a fair, I don't have a master's degree in business, but the basic concept of business is supply and demand. If I've got any given day, 3 months of work to do, 40, 50 jobs, I get 4 to 10 calls a day. I'm not going to cheat my wife. You got to be more professional. And I've got clients go, we love him. He's the first person that's ever been in our house that was honest with us. He'll tell you, that's a freaking stupid idea. What the fuck are you doing? I don't care who your designer is. One of my Willieisms, because I got a million of them, is because you have the capacity or the ability for genius traits and concepts doesn't mean that everything you create is of genius caliber. I've been to the Picasso Museum. I've been to the Louvre. I've been all over Europe to museums. And because you did masterpieces doesn't mean that when you go to the Picasso Museum, there's thousands of pieces of artwork that he's done. Well, for every one that's incredible, there's 100 that are like, if it didn't have a signature on it, it would be in the trash. It's shit. But nobody's going to tell, well, that's a Picasso. Who is Willie? Well, I'm just a little, no, it's shit. You go to a world-class restaurant, you go, this is the emperor's new clothes. This stuff is crap. I wouldn't even feed this to my pigs, right? Or you hear for every song that's some incredible.
Well, and that's a cool part about art is one of those paintings that you thought was crap might be somebody else's favorite.
100%.
So that's the cool part about art because art does have that huge subjective area.
See, and
but when it comes to something like a paint job, that's black and white. It's either done right.
Well,
or
if it's a solid,
wrong.
if it's a solid color, like I said, there's things that is like mechanical sense. If something's true, something's parallel, something's solid. But that's what. See, I was just at a house this morning and we're fixing some things, and their walls are flat white. And see, when something's pristine, it's either right and perfect now. Like you buy a brand new car, you have a piece of furniture, you have something that's lacquer, and it looks incredible, and it gets that first little scratch, that first little dink. Then that's all you look at. And so another Willieism I use, because I'm a guy of the 80s. So you set your college best friend up, roommate, with your wife's best friend. She's like Playmate of the Year or Penthouse Pet of the Year. And all of a sudden she shows up for the date and she has a cold sore. You don't look at all that incredible God-given perfection. You look at the cold sore. So when you have a wall and there's a scratch in it, so when you have a solid color, conventional wisdom is that it's going to be easy to fix. No. If you don't have the exact same sheen, the exact same color, and you apply it the same way just by brushing it on, it shows up. So it's easier to model things. So the things that people are blown away that would be hard to repair are the things that I revel in, because it's like, holy shit. So we're trying to fix her plaster. The plaster guys can't even fix her plaster. We did a job last year that these guys call me up and they had a water leak in their sprinkler scutcheon. And the guys that did the plaster said it would be $26,000 to fix it. And I'm like, what? $26,000 to fix your wall? We went in there and I go, so we don't do plaster necessarily, but we can take paints. We do multiple sheens and multiple values of color, and we trowel it on, and you can't tell the difference.
It looks like,
and we're a quarter of the cost. So I'm not taking away from guys that do plaster, because if you want plaster, and it's plaster, but I don't have that.
For people that don't know, what is the difference?
Well, plaster is made up of different materials like ground up limestone or different earthen materials like clay and stuff. But when you trowel it on, it's a finite process. You take some material on a trowel and you trowel it, and then wherever it just stops, it stops. But when we paint, we can feather with rags, with brushes, or a sponge. And so we can blend
It's art.
things.
It's art.
So it's one of those things that...
So it comes out looking the same.
If it looks the same, like we just had a job we bid on.
So just different material.
Yes. Yeah. But see, some people,
That's interesting.
I want this, I want that. And we're like, whatever. And then they call us and I say, well, now I'm charging you 20% more because you insulted me. Because seriously, you'll have somebody go, well, this is authentic Venetian plaster. And I go, so you flew over to Venice and you got this and shipped it over. They go, well, no. I go, this stuff is made in Sacramento. This stuff is made in Albuquerque. But if you can't tell, we had I won't name this client. We had a client who's a Hall of Fame basketball player, and we've done tons of pro athletes in the valley over the years. But they have people that they're good at their sport. They're not designers. They're not builders. They're not architects. But they'll have stuff done, and somebody will sell them onto something that these are reclaimed pavers from Italy or from France. Who gives a shit? I'm going to drive my car on it. But they want to tell people that it's this. So who cares, right? But again, more people have more dollars and cents. And I love it. So, I'm not trying to slice my wrist here, but have your house the way you want it. Stop following trends. Don't let the frickin' realtors tell you what you should have in your house. I would like to slice the tires on all the realtors that I've met. There are designers out there that are just incredible. But if you're sitting there buying a house, your house has an architectural feel to it. Your house looks like it does.
You don't want it trendy.
If you like that house, you like that house. Like you were saying about music or art. Yes, I've got artwork. People come over there and think I'm some kind of perverted devil worshiper. But I want stuff that's different. I can paint. I don't need Bob Ross. I did a copy. I'll show one of the...
Well, it's funny you were saying how realtors can be kind of annoying, because that's one behavior I've witnessed from a few realtors, of them basically trying to, I guess, bring a house down to one of their clients. I don't know, maybe it's because they want them to buy something more expensive, but basically trying to plant negative thoughts in their head about a house before they've even seen it. It's let them form their own opinion. That might be what they love.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Amen.
So I've seen so many realtors that don't let people form their own opinions and try to tell them what they like.
Well, the thing is that it's like I tell people all the time, I'm not trying to be a car salesman. And I'll show them why. I've had 8 F-150s. I don't know why I like Ford. I like the body style, but I've never had a problem. So I'm going to keep buying them.
Your truck is really cool. By the way, we have more time.
Yeah,
but
just a couple minutes.
I want you to get the name of the company.
I want the name of your company and your phone number, and then we can keep talking.
Yes.
But I want
so
we get it.
So we're here. I apologize. I get out there.
No,
but,
you're perfect. You're going to be on monthly. You're great.
I love it.
I want you to come and co-host with us.
So here's the thing. My company, because people are like,
you're a new co-host.
So you do websites and web fin? I go, no, it's my initials. I was doing web as artwork way before there was a World Wide Web. So it's Willie E. Bryant. I will not tell you my middle name. It's Impulstillskin. No, correct. So it's web, and I do artwork. So web art wall finishes, and so anyway, so that's that.
So wait, if somebody wants to find you, they go to
They can go on my Instagram,
which is
at WebArtPHX, WebArtPhoenix. The best way is I keep my cell phone with me 24/7, so you can call me from 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night at 602-702-2867. And as we're saying, I would have never imagined 33 years ago, that I'd be doing faux painting, because now faux is a 4-letter F word, and everybody's like, I don't want faux painting, that's spongy. I go, you know what? Everybody doesn't use a sponge.
No, it's coming back.
But the thing is, for the last 10 years, the realtors have been pushing white on white on white, and I think it's absolutely pathetic. it's like giving my kid a coloring book with 4 white crayons. Your house should have some color.
100%.
100%.
It looks like an operating room.
It's a morgue. So you can add
And then
color.
also the trend right now of these new modern houses there, it just looks like a shipping
the
container with windows, and it's just a box.
You can use see all that stuff.
They're gonna go out of style.
They're already going out of style.
Yeah, well,
they're already going out.
It's so confusing that was even a trend to me.
Well, the thing is, I've seen houses made out of shipping containers that are actually really cool. And again, I'm not going to tell people what they can and can't like, but if you're going to do it, whatever it is, make it look good.
Yeah,
you know. That. And I mean, I've been at one of the first homes I did was 8,000 square feet, and I couldn't imagine ever being in an 8,000 square foot house. Now I've done houses that are 30 and 40,000 square feet. So just because it's bigger, it doesn't necessarily mean better. Have good design, have great design, and again, your house has a personality. You have a personality, so your house architecture and design should mesh with your personality. And again, I go into houses I've painted 25 years ago and more, and they're on their 4th owner, and they still have the same painting that we did 24 years ago because they said that's why we bought the house. Stop following frickin' trends, go with your heart and your gut, and don't listen to realtors. You know what? They're slowly gonna. That's a trade that's gonna go out of business because of AI, and I wouldn't wish that on them. But if you keep telling people to paint your houses white, I hope you do go broke.
So, question: I heard you say. Wait, I heard you say that you have been to 168 concerts.
Well, that's my drug is art and music. So my wife and I, we just went to a concert the other night. I've seen like
which one?
We saw there's a band called the Young Dubliners. They're from Ireland, but I went a couple years ago. We toured with him because back to the guy that owns the frame shop. He used to be good friends with Danny Zelisko of Evening Star. So I'm 19 years old, moved to Arizona. I'm 61, almost 62. Never been drunk or stoned, but I love going to concerts. So I went to a Grateful Dead show, and I'm like, I'm so freaking hungry. And the guy that owns the Hall of Frames, the frame shop, he goes, well, go get something to eat. So I come back and he goes, I thought you were going to get something to eat. I go, yeah, I ate 2 hot dogs. He goes, you already ate 2 hot dogs? I go, yeah. And so I go, man, I am still hungry. So he goes, well, go get something to eat. I come back and he goes, you didn't get anything to eat again? I go, no, I ate 2 more hot dogs.
You ate 4 hot dogs?
Yeah, he goes, you've got the munchies. I go, I don't get the munchies. And he goes, no, Willie, this is not fog. This is not fog. It was in San Francisco on New Year's Eve. And he goes, no, you're stoned. I go, fuck you. I'm not stoned. I'm not a stoner. And he's like, no, Willie, you're stoned. You're contact high. This is all. I go, I will punch you in the face if you say I'm stoned again. And he goes, this is not fog. And then I go, okay, I got stoned once. But then I'm out after, it's like, 1:30 in the morning. And I'm out there in the middle of San Francisco going, and all these people are laughing and stuff, and the guy's going, yeah, this guy is not totally straight. No shrooms, no drugs. Well, I grew up, I had roosters growing up, we had chickens, and the neighbors had peacocks, so I used to always go around going, and the little chickens would come around the corners, and they would attack you. So we'd go, and those chickens would go crazy. So if there's ever a chicken within a mile and I do that, they will just keep doing it all day long. So the clients think it's funny as hell.
More people need to take a page out of your book, though, about going to concerts sober. It's so fun. Because I have friends that'll be like, oh, like, I don't have a ride. And I
I hear that.
Well, and they'll basically act like they can't go to the concert because they don't have a ride or something. It's like, no, you just don't have to drink there.
Yes.
Just go sober.
Well, like I
the
said,
music is all you need.
I mean, I've seen Depeche Mode 5 times.
I love Depeche Mode.
The Cure 5 or 6. I've seen Def Leppard 7 times.
I love Def Leppard. I love The Cure.
Tom Petty 7 times.
I love Tom Petty, and how sad he's not around anymore.
Well, one of my clients, last story, and I could tell you hundreds. So we're at a client's house. I did his house. Then he got separated, bought a new house. He wanted me to paint his new house. So he goes, Willie, because he plays bass guitar. He's a professional bass player, and he owned a business. So he goes, yeah, we're going to be jamming. I go, I would love to come over and watch you guys jam. And I go, if I ever know any of the songs, can I sing a song? He goes, yeah, you can try to sing a song. That's fine. So I go over there. I sung like 3 songs. I sung a song by The Refreshments. I sung a song by Tom Petty, and I sung a song by John Cougar. He goes, you're a new lead singer. So we go over there, and then sadly, but his guitar player had a stroke, so he can't play anymore. But that's My wife is like, I fucking have heard these songs for 36 years. But I love it. Everywhere we go out of town, I'll go to a karaoke place or a bar and sing something.
Okay, we have to all go to karaoke
Oh,
together. That would be super fun.
I love
with
it.
you. That'd be fun. And I'd like to have you on monthly.
Well, it was fun talking to you, Willie. Good to meet you.
Saving the planet.